Welcome back to Trak. Today I'm going to navigate you through some of our company settings in the Trak platform, and I really want to talk to you around our finance defaults and how we can customize our finance to suit your business needs. All of our settings in Trak are under our name at the top right, and you'll notice there are lots of settings depending on the access level you have to the platform. In our company settings, you'll notice that there are a lot of settings around finances in the system. From here, when we click on our finance settings, you'll see everything that we need to customize our Trak account to suit your business needs. So, depending on how you're using Trak and how you want to use your integrations, whether it's with Xero, QuickBooks, or MyOb, or whether you're just using Trak and then manually handling items, this will all depend on what happens with your settings in the system. Starting at the top here, we've got our quote settings. Now, in the Trak platform, you've got default stuff that comes in, but you can customize everything that you like. Our default notes. So when we create a Trak quote, there is a notes tab in the quote. That note will show at the bottom of the PDF, and it will allow you to put in wording around that quote. Some businesses want the same wording all the time. Some people want to put in their terms and conditions. Some people want to put in just a nice note. Thank you for allowing us to quote this job. It's valid for 30 days. If you've got any questions or queries, please contact our team. This allows you to have a default. Please remember that your defaults can be overridden if you are using in your templates, your scripts. Some people will have 6 or 7 options that they want. If that is the case, what I suggest you do is have a default, but then choose your scripts to override that. Or, once again, if you're using templates, you can template the system as well. Okay, nice and easy in the way that that can work, customized to your particular business needs. Now, the share message. In Trak, we've got a general share message that when you are emailing a quote to a customer, you can email out of this default. It will pre-fill in all these placeholders and it will give you a little message at the top. You can add to this or you can remove from it in the email that you send, or you can just remove this whole item, put your own message in here. Once again, you can use scripts to change it to suit your business needs, but this is just a default to get you going. With your quote approval, in the Trak platform, quotes can be approved. They can be approved manually by you. They can be approved by your customer via email. There is a link that allows your customer to click on that they can approve the quote. You've also got the ability to be on site with a customer, click the approve quote button, and then they can fill out whatever options you want for them to approve a quote. This is where you will modify those fields. So for example, I can see on this account that there is a name and there is a company. They are both mandatory requirements and they are both free text. Nice and simple. Some people will want it signed. If you're with a customer on site, you may want them to sign the screen. You can require a signature. If you are a company that gets quotes approved a lot online, some people will find it difficult to sign online with a mouse if they're at a PC. So just take that note. If you want more fields, you can add fields. You can name it. It can be as simple as wording. I have read and accept the terms and conditions, would like to proceed with a quotation as provided. Nice and easy. Then you might have a tick box, or it might be a drop down or a multiple select question. What color do you want to use? Give them a drop down where they can select multiple options or one option. You can make them mandatory or non-mandatory. These are the customized fields to suit your quote approval needs. Then we've got some simple quote settings here. The default settings for your quotes in terms of tax, quote number prefixes, template names. How long do I want my quote to last for before it expires? Do you have a quote that only lasts for 30 days? Then put in 30 days. After 30 days, it will not be able to be approved. It will send you a notification to say someone's opened a quote, but they can't approve it, it's expired. You can choose all sorts of different options here to customize your quoting to suit your business needs. Okay. Even just simple things like, I want a clear description and notes when I'm loading in templates. Your templates might have a description, and they might have bespoke notes. You want to clear them out when you add a template, or do you want them to add to your defaults? It's up to you how you do that. The other option here, which is really important, is default attachments to your quotes. Lots of people have terms and conditions or PPSR registrations or brochures or something about their business that they want to automatically attach to the bottom of the quote. It is up to you how you do that. In your account, you can add your attachments here. You can choose your tick boxes for how your quote is presented to the customer. These are your PDF settings. So from here, you can see that you might want to append these PDF attachments to the bottom. So these attachments, you might want it to just flow onto multiple pages at the bottom, or you might want them to be a link or a attachment that they open up separately. You can show or hide items on the PDF. What I suggest you do is create a demo one, have a look at them, play with your settings to customize it to suit. Your settings, once customized, please press the save button at the bottom so that it will create those and save those defaults. When you go to your invoice settings, you'll see the exact same thing: invoice notes, invoice share message, invoice attachments. The main difference here with your invoicing is that you will want your bank account details in here. This is what the bank details that will show at the bottom of your invoice so your customer can pay you. Then you've got the ability to choose what pulls through from the quote onto the invoice or what you want to strip out so that it's customized to the way that you operate. Payment details, when do you get paid? Obviously, this can be defaulted here, but will be overridden depending on how you set up your client. Invoices, defaults, PDF defaults, this is all customized through your invoice settings. And you'll notice that this rolls through to our material order settings as well. With the Trak platform, material orders and purchase orders are in the system. The reason we have two is because people like to have different defaults for what they send to a supplier who gives them products, to different defaults to what they send to a subcontractor who does work on their behalf. So for example, if you're sending a material order to a supplier, you probably don't have a subcontractor agreement attached to the bottom. Whereas if you're sending it to a subby, you may. If you are sending something to a subcontractor, you probably want the job description to pull in so that you don't have to retype it all. There's lots of different ways that you can customize your settings here, and they're very typical throughout all of our settings to suit your business needs. Once again, the PDF settings will choose to show what is on the PDF that you generate before you send it. We've got some simple common settings here as well. Some common settings: when we're creating a quote, you'll have your unit of measurement. We've got a lot of default units of measurement, but you might want to add more. You can simply add them in the system here. We've also got your currency and default tax rates, which will pull through based on where you are, but they can be customized for your business needs. All of your expense accounts. Expense accounts will pull through automatically if you are using your QuickBooks, MyOb, or Xero integrations, and they will pull through into here, but you can edit and manage them to suit your business needs. If you are not using QuickBooks, Xero, or MyOb, you can create your own quite simply in here. It's very, very simple. Just press the create icon, create them, name them. And then from there, when you're creating an expense on a job or converting an order to an expense, you'll be able to put in your general ledger codes or the codes that you want to reference in your business needs. Cost centers as well. This is the start of building out a full estimation tab in Trak. I don't think this will be of main detail for you currently. Then you've got your day docket settings. If you are a business who is creating and using day dockets, this is a great way, once again, to customize the way that you send and share them and the default notes that show. Once again, you can override this with your templates, but very similar to our quoting, you've got the ability here to have day docket approvals, you've got the ability to share message, you've got the ability to add your notes that will automatically show onto your day docket when creating it. You'll notice here that there's some additional items. So For those businesses who do a day docket but want it to last over multiple days, you can preserve a date to the day docket items. And for those people who get day dockets approved on site, but then want to add expenses and change the day docket afterwards, you've got the ability to preserve the signatures and approval fields if you edit and add additional information that might not be on hand for the staff. Once again, default attachments, the way that you show and present your PDF to the customer and also to your staff. Do you want to hide costings or show costings on your day dockets? It's entirely up to you. Then you've got the ability to disable or show sections of your day docket. So what sections are going to be showing when you're creating your day docket? Some businesses have got materials, some businesses have got equipment, some businesses have got labor, some businesses have got expenses, some businesses don't. You can turn on or turn off the sections that show by default here. This can also be managed at a template level. So day dockets are a super important part of Trak, and you can customize them here so that they are presenting the way you want on your end. We've also got our rate cards that are linked to day dockets. In the Trak platform, creating rate cards is super important. These are the rates that will show for equipment and labor on your day dockets. When you create your rate cards, you can obviously name them. So it might be, standard labor or something similar. You want it to be a labor option. You might want it to only show on certain job types. You might want different base rates or minimum hours or overtime rates. This is all available to you here. If you're doing equipment, you can drop in all your equipment. You can show certain equipment on certain job types. You can have different suppliers and expense accounts. Once again, minimum hours, base rates, costs and details as well. This allows you to pull through all of your critical information directly to your rate cards and making sure that everything shows on the jobs that you want for your day dockets so that you can have all your costings in the background. Your staff can simply fill it out. It can be approved on site, and then you can convert it to an invoice by just selecting the button, which will be in our full overview of this will be in our day dockets video as well. The last part here is do and charge settings. So in the Trak platform, we've got lots of businesses who do not quote jobs. They get a job, they go out to it. That job might go for an hour, it might go for 2 days, it might go for 2 weeks. In the Trak platform, you've got the opportunity to select the do and charge button on any job or sub job, and it will grab all the information from that job and create an invoice for you. You choose how these invoices are generated from here, the way that it is presented, whether it can be approved or unapproved, when it's got timesheet defaults, what the rates are for timesheets. These rates are your default. If you've got rates against each user in your people and users, that will override these rates. You've got the ability to add things like a call-out fee, or you might want to call it a service charge, or you might want to call it an emergency call-out. It's up to you what you call it, but then you've got your rates. If you are pulling through material orders or expenses, you can choose to include all your material orders and expenses. You can choose to add a margin. You can show them in full, or you can show just a line item that says orders, total value with the margin. Same with the expenses. You might want to include all your expenses by default with a margin. You might want to show every line item of your expenses, or you might want to show one line item that just says expenses with the margin. Once again, from here, you can save those settings. This is just a general overview of how your finance settings can be customized in Trak to suit your business needs. If you need any additional information in regards to finances, customization, please reach out to our team at contact@trak.co. Thank you very much.